Welcome back, boys. So today I just wanted to take a minute and talk a little bit about, it's right there on the screen, the future of grading. I just wanted to talk about tag and more specifically how they operate, how you can use them and send cards for grading, and how I compare them price-wise and I guess a little bit of their market share as of right now compared to other companies. Hopefully I come back to this video in a couple of years and see that I was correct on every point. I don't want to, I'm staying humble. I am often correct, so we'll see. But let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right into it. So what is tag? So if you haven't heard about tag, basically it stands for technical authentication and grading, and it's exactly what it is. It's a grading company like PSA, like Beckett, like CSG, SCG, GSG, I don't know, there's a million with those letters, the same acronym. And basically what they do is they use a computerized version of grading, I'll show you guys in a moment, which basically makes grading the same for every card. So it's like if the same person, let's say at PSA you have your workers, you have a ton of employees, they all look and they have their certifications, but some dude just broke up with his girlfriend, wife left him, slept on the couch, didn't sleep much, mad at the world, goes to Tim in the morning, coffee's cold. You never know. Gets to work and he's pissed. And you know what? He sees your card and he's jealous that you have this card or something. And he says, you know what? This card could grade a 10, but fuck this guy. Let's give him a 9. Basically, tag is trying to remove the human aspect of grading and completely just make it easier, faster, and unbiased. And truly, what you want in grading is this unbiased reasoning when you get a card that's graded. So how they operate is basically exactly that. They have, well, I'm not gonna do a sales pitch for them, but you can see here they have they use the standard grade, but they have a different thing that is out of 1,000. You can see here, you can see 972. I'll show you guys maybe an example on a card later. But not only do they work out of 10 like PSA, like all the other industries, they also have their own 1,000-point grading system, which goes into, the corners, the edges, the centering, the surface, what you would expect to see in a graded card, except they take it up to another notch, another level, and they give you even more in-depth analysis of your card. Let me just wait for the card to spin here. Okay, thank you. So as you can see here, that's the slab. Transparent on both sides. I think that's super dope. It looks really fresh, especially with the little picture they give you. I'll show you guys. But yeah, it's really something that no other company, in my opinion, has gotten down. And I think PSA and Beckett have just been in the market for so long. They just have the biggest market share, not because they're the best, but because they're the oldest. And you guys know me. If you've watched any of my videos, I'm pretty vocal about my opinions and what I think, whether it be towards upper deck or card designs or whatever. I like to think certain things. Whether I'm right or wrong, we'll see. But I truly believe that this is the way forward. And this company being the first that actually does it like this, they're gonna be the biggest. So without going into too much detail about the grading process and everything, here you can see their grades. And first of all, they actually show you why they grade or why they think a card of, like, let's say an 8 is the reason for that. So you can check for every grade, and it's honestly quite amazing. Like, the amount of details that they give you is just, there's nobody that's even close. And to reiterate, that's literally why I believe they're the best. Now let's go to this user portal. You can click here on your little portal thing, or I guess your character here, and it'll bring you to this page, which is your user profile. Basically, this is where you enter your info, just regular user profile thing. And this is where you're going to find your orders and how it works. So as of right now, tag works a little bit differently than what you would see in other companies, where you can just submit your cards and type in whatever, submit the amount of cards that you want. Right now, because their technology is so new and they haven't hit that market cap yet that they can afford to accept all these cards, they have drops basically that every couple of months they're going to release. And in these drops, you can buy packages. Basically, it's a submission kit that they send you. I kind of glossed over it here earlier, but this is the submission kit that you would get when you purchase, like, let's say a 10 card package. I think it's limited to 20 cards per person right now. Basically, what you would do is start a new submission once you've bought that package. Let's say this is the one that I have right now. So I have 10 total cards, grading speed 20 days. So super quick. And the actual great thing about this is there's no upcharge per per card. So whether you're grading a Young Guns McDavid or a Young Guns, I don't know, Jonathan Kovacevic, let's say, it's the same price. Whether this will change in the future, I hope not. I think right now it makes them really attractive. It's not greedy, I guess, kind of like a PSA or Beckett would be. So that's really nice. But yeah, so let's see what it would look like. Let's say if I was doing an order. So I would click here, choose the grading package that I want, proceed. And then here we have the super, first of all, you can nickname your order. So let's just do order 1 for the sake of simplicity. And then let's say, I don't know, let's say I have a Cole Caulfield Young Guns. I'll just type in Cole Caulfield, see what it gives me. And it actually brings out literally every card of Cole Caulfield. I'm going to assume it's every card. If there's a card missing, I'm sure you can contact them and they'll add them to their system. I do believe right now that, as you can see, they only grade cards from year 2000 to present. So obviously, if you have an older card, you're not going to be able to use them. That is a downside, but I think that as time goes on, they will start accepting older and older cards. So let's just say, for example, I have a Parkhurst, Cole Caulfield Gold, whatever. Just click on this one. Let's say I have 2 of these. Add those 2. Then look up, I don't know, Zegras. Let's see. Travis Star Rubies. I like that card. Let's add it. There you go. It's that simple. Add all the, obviously I have a 10 card package, so I'm going to need 10 cards to submit. So let's just add, for example, 10 right now, just to make it easier. Accept this. So here you have your service and shipping. When you buy your cards for grading, when you purchase the package, it actually includes the shipping in that. Because how it works is that once you'll see here, I'll just click next here. In your order confirmation, you accept this. They actually send you a box with everything you need. So you get sleeves, a box, a return label, and I think heart sleeves. I'm not exactly sure, but they basically have everything prepaid, pre-packaged. So all you have to do is slip your card in, package it up, and bring it to your post office, and that's it. It makes the process so easy. So much easier than PSA and these other grading companies where you have to, it's a fetch quest where you got to go get all these different elements everywhere. You got to go to your local card shop, get the sleeves, got to go pick up well, you need the cards obviously, but go buy a box, go print out a shipping label, figure out the insurance, figure out the address, all this thing. It's right there. The convenience is unbeatable. It's the Uber Eats of cards, of card grading, I should say. So yeah, it's literally that easy. Now you might be wondering, well, when do I know my grade? How does it work? Well, as you can see, they had a 20-day, well, I don't know if it's door-to-door including shipping, but give it 20, 30 days to get your actual order. And here you have the pop report. So obviously this is we'll say, one of the most important things about grading a card is you like to know how many of that card there is, if it's the, best graded, if it's the highest grade, how many others in that grade category are there. So let's see. This is a hockey channel. Let's go on hockey cards. I do like PMGs. So let's go find a PMG. As you can see here, I'm kind of navigating quickly, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You go hockey, you have all your categories, you select your year. You can even search cards exactly, by the card you want. I guess let's just do that. Let's find a Skybox Metal Universe. And then, I don't know, Kel McCarr red? Sure. So you would click here. First of all, you would see the pop report, all the grades, how many there are. There's one right now at 8.5. You can click this exact one if you want. So let's do that. This is actually a map of where the card is and where it was sent, I guess, for grading. How useful this is, I don't know. Right now, it's not really useful. It's kind of cool to know if you're the only person in Canada have this. I guess it kind of shows just the population density of the card, which, let's be honest, it's kind of useless, but hey, it's an extra, right? Why not have it? If they have the data, why not use it? So here you have the exact card, the exact tag grade with the 8.5 grade Nearman Plus. So here you can see the exact card. So this is the actual page which makes tag a step above the others. In this description page, you have your tag grade, blah, 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 everything, a high resolution scan of the card. And then here you have a, what is it called? Surface defect transparency slider. That's a mouthful. And you can actually lower this down and it'll make the card go transparent and show you the surface indentions of the card. Is that a word? I don't know. But yeah, so you can see the 82 is clearly stamped into the card. So that's a thing that pops up, and you can see, the foiling process is put over the Kel McCarr. So yeah, it looks, you can see here, for example, the outer edge here of McCarr is kind of not blurred out, but these precious metal gems, the foiling is not always aligned exactly. So if you go down to 0, you can actually see that, which is like, where else are you going to find that? You can see the population here, obviously, of your card, total graded of the number with the current date, the card rank. So this is the only one. So obviously it's the highest overall, and it's the highest of that card rank. So if there were, let's say 10, 8.5, you could see, oh, this is the third best 8.5. So listen, it's just little extra things like this that make it so amazing. And here you got the chronology. Obviously, I don't think this affects the price that much. I'm saying this as a first tag rated Jack Hughes 10, just saying. But I will say that I think it's pretty cool to know, you know, this was the first ever Cale Makar PMG graded by tag. So kind of a neat detail for no reason, but hey, we'll take it. So here, I'm not gonna go into all the nitty gritty. You can figure that out by yourself, but here you can see the grade breakdown. So you have a 904 for the front, 859 for the back, surface, cornering, corners, edges, dimensions, whatever. You have everything here, front and back. And then here's what's really interesting is they give you an actual data map of what point or what scratches or pits or what defects are where on your card. So you can actually know the, like, it's so in depth. I don't even know. I've run out of words to say it. So if I look here, for example, let's say on the back, we have a pit here right there. If I click on it, it's even more highlighted. So, oh, I guess I was in the wrong dot, but yeah, you will know if you have a card that is in pristine condition, and you will know if you have a card that only the back is getting like weighing it down in terms of grade. You will know if your card is badly damaged, altered, whatever. They will know. Now, obviously, as a collector, maybe that's not as important for some of you because some of you might not even grade your card. Some of you just prefer to have your card in hand. It's nice to, for preservation purposes, to have this acrylic display case that's assigned a grade to it. Obviously affects the value. A lot of people care about that too, but yeah, you can see how sharp the edges are. It's just the edges, everything is just so good at what it does. And then here's the big main tag. Well, I'm not gonna say the main draw to tag, but they take a picture, individual front and back picture of every card they grade, and it's in this black, you can see here this black reflective room with the black outline. Especially on these PMGs, like, pardon me, but this is probably the best picture you can take of a card in a black box like this. It looks amazing. And then, yeah, you can download all this info. So, you know, you're trying to sell cards, a client is telling you, oh, can I get some more pictures, you know? Oftentimes you buy on Facebook, you buy on eBay, people will send you, can I have a more picture? Well, you can straight up download these images of your graded card and be like, here, there's a pit at like position 9.3 or something. So it's just amazing. For the buying and the selling of cards, it just makes it that much more insightful and easier. Now, I already know some of you are going to be wondering, what's the value of, let's say, a tag 10 compared to a PSA 10 or a tag 9, whatever. That's going to depend on the card. And obviously tag right now is not, they don't have a big market share. Like, they're still one of the smaller players, especially because they accept so little cards that it's hard to get the name out there and to get the I guess the recognition that other grading companies have. So those companies can grade cards, and then, you know, you can get cards graded by them and people will recognize this company and trust it. So obviously that's the main thing that tag doesn't have right now. Is it gonna come? 100%. I think this is the future, and this will come, and eventually, in my honest opinion, it's not gonna take long. In my opinion, as soon as they start accepting more cards, it's gonna be like this, and you're not going to want to miss the boat. And tag is, in my opinion, gonna replace PSA as the #1 and gonna replace PSA in terms of prices. So here I have a couple of cards for you from eBay, just with their last sale. Just took some random ones, and just to show you basically what the prices go for these cards in PSA and tag 10. So here we have a Matt Boldy PSA 9. First of all, look how ugly that slab is. When you look at a tag slab and then you compare it to a PSA slab, actually I should do this, but the difference is just, I don't know. That's just me. That's a personal preference. Some people might like this ugly white and red 1990s looking sticker, but hey, you do you, boo. Anyways, so you can see here, this sold actually on the 30th of May for 163 Canadian with $20 shipping. So let's put that at 186, 185 before taxes. And then on the 18th of May, just a little bit, a week earlier, this sold for around $100. So obviously quite the big gap. They're both PSA 10, tag 10. So it's two cards in super pristine condition, but the tag price is not up there yet. So for resale value right now, PSA is the king. But it's coming. So while I was looking for Mad Boldy, I actually noticed this PSA and canvas one, which sold for approximately $125, let's say, with shipping. So PSA 10, you know, super clean card. And then this tag one, tag 10, this one sold on March. So it was a little bit, you know, literally a month earlier, but still, I don't think that affects the price too much. Look at this, same price basically. I think it really depends on the card, and it just so happens to be like that. If we take a look here at the Sidney Crosby, I'm gonna go with the tag first this time. So yeah, here we have a tag 8 Sidney Crosby Precious Metal Gem. First of all, this card is amazing. It looks super good. Sold for what? Let's just round it up to 500, ignore the shipping. 500 bucks for tag 8, all right? With all the details that come with it, the pop report, the pits, the scratches, everything. And then here you have a PSA 8, same grade, technically same grade, but sold for $381. It's almost $120 less. Sure, the shipping is a little bit higher, but still, I don't know. To me, this just looks way better. If this card, let's say, was a little bit more expensive, you would get an upcharge from PSA. Tag rating, same price. Obviously, this is all opinionated. Maybe I sound like I'm sponsored by Tag. I'm not. But Tag, if you're watching this, send me a t-shirt, send me a hoodie, whatever, please. But I hope that through this video, you saw the value that Tag holds, the value that I think it will hold, and that it will change the game in terms of cards. The next steps, obviously, for Tag are to up their production of the machine they use to grade. I know that they have talked about making boots. I don't know if it would be a store per se, but boots like where you bring your card. So you'll go to, let's say they have one in your local GameStop, or not GameStop, but local card shop. Bring your card, take a high-res picture of both sides of the card, super high-res picture. So you know, the full like 3D surface thing. They send those pictures back to Tag. Tag will grade it, will look at their machine, the algorithm will do its thing. Send the grade back to the LCS where you took the pictures. You will go back, bring your card, and the tag machine will slab your card on the spot with the grade that it was assigned. No more shipping, no more worrying about if your card's even gonna make it or make it back. It's gonna be a hell of a lot faster than 30 days or 60 days or how long whatever PSA and Beckett takes. And all this, you're gonna be able to pay, get your card, like, is that not the best thing you've ever heard? You can literally buy a card at a card show. If they have this machine set up, and I'm assuming because it's a card show, maybe they'll up the process a little bit faster, and you could have your card slabbed and ready by the time you're ready to leave. I mean, I know some services offer it, but you have to be at like certain card shows, but I don't know. To me, it just sounds, the offer is just there. The info is just there. It's great. Now, I know it's kind of late into the video. I don't know if you're still watching. If you are, thank you. Please subscribe, like, comment, do the whole shebang. But let's say I have somehow convinced you that you want to grade cards with Tag for yourself. Well, that's where the biggest downside of Tag is right now. So as you can see, it says right here up here that the drop 5 is sold out and the next drop is to be announced. I think you can subscribe to their info letter, which is at the bottom of basically like every website that respects itself right here. Or you can go on their Instagram. I think they're even their Facebook. They will say when the next drop is coming, and you will have to enter a queue to make sure that you can actually buy a kit. Now, it sells out extremely fast. But if you guys contact live support, I'm not sure exactly what the words are, but you have to just ask them for a code. They will give you a code so you can skip the queue. But at the same time, if everybody requires a code to skip the queue, then people with codes eventually are not going to be able to skip the queue because they're going to be at the back of the queue that they see. Anyways, I'm just going to assume that they're going to up their production level. Eventually, you're not going to need a code. You're going to be able to just buy cards whenever you want. That's the goal here. But in the meantime, if you do want to get your cards graded, that's how it works. You got to be on the lookout because it sells super fast. I think the last drop sold out in 15 minutes and the one before that sold out in 18 minutes. So that's relatively quick. I don't know how many cards it was in total, but let's be honest, it wasn't like a million cards, right? So anyhow, that's pretty much all I had to say to you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Honestly, leave in the comments what you think about Tag. If perhaps you're thinking of grading with them in the future, why you're doing it, and why you think it's going to be good. I think I'm going to keep submitting to Tag whenever I can. Obviously, if I want to submit more cards, PSA is always going to be a little bit easier because I can do it when I want. But as soon as Tag swaps over to opening submissions and basically accepting any card at any time, I think I'm only going to use them. I don't see the point of using an old, degraded, frankly, out of date service like PSA or Beckett. It's just, they're the next kings on the blocks. I don't know what to tell you. Use them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet.